Thank you. So those who are joining us just to watch this wonderful masterclass, do say hi on chat. Let us know where you are, what you're doing, whether it's raining there. It's certainly raining here. I'm with some friends in Longcompton, which is a village in the Cotswolds, which is rather lovely. Oh, there's a name I know, Julian Hellaby. Hi, Julian.
Ah, hello, Julian. Yeah, it seems to be raining almost
Yes,
everywhere.
it does seem to be
Oh,
raining everywhere.
sunny.
Not
Yeah,
very
it's
sunny,
nice.
Hastings, but not raining.
Right.
Okay, but raining in Knaresborough.
Yeah.
This is your local weather forecast. Oh, we've got
Supposed to be nicer next week.
yeah. So
Yeah.
we've got William, I think, who's just arrived.
hmm
So we're just waiting for one more. Well, I think it's now 3 o'clock. James, are you happy
Yeah,
to start?
absolutely
So,
fine.
so
Yeah.
to all of you who are there watching in the background, whether it's from Letchworth or Hastings or Knaresborough or Cambridge, uh, a huge welcome to you all, and a massive welcome to James Kirby. Um, won't take you long to sort of Google James to find out what a distinguished and wonderful teacher and pianist he is, and also a really nice guy. We go back many years, having known each other at the academy and bump into each other on all sorts of occasions. Fabulous, inspiring teacher, wonderful pianist, a member of the Barbican Trio, teaches at Royal Holloway and various other places as well. And I think you're going to have a wonderful hour with him. I think we've got four participants, of which the first three are here at the moment. But we'll assume that our fourth will arrive during the course of this next hour. So it's, James, I'll leave it to you to decide how to distribute the time and things,
Fine.
and let you take the stage, and I'll see you all at the end.
Great. Okay. Thank you, Anthony. Well, lovely to be here. Lovely to see you all. And I'm really looking forward to just working with you a little bit on your pieces. I think a masterclass should be slightly different from a lesson in the sense that I don't want to tell you what to do, but I'd like to discuss a few interesting things and remember a few thoughts I had about your performances. So, should we start with Jinkan? Are you there?
Yeah,
Great. And you're going to play cat and mouse, aren't you?
yeah.
And when you did your recording of the piece, were you happy with absolutely everything? Or was there anything you thought you could have done better?
Maybe the little that the bit where the left hand crosses the right hand is like harsh. It's like there's that one centimeter bit which
Yeah, what, the fast bits in particular? Well, I tell you what, why don't we do the first couple of pages? Just play 2 pages and then we'll talk about those.
uh,
Yeah? Have you got the music there? Because
yeah.
we might stop and start a little bit. Just find the book. That would be good. So don't worry about playing it from memory for now. But just literally play, yeah, 2 pages. Great, good. Lots of amazing things there and lots of virtuoso playing, which is really good. Now, a little question for you. If you look at the first bar, can you see it's really legato? How do we know it's legato?
It's got the slow.
That's right, yeah. Now, question for you. If you look at bar 3, is bar 3 staccato or not?
It's slowed actually.
Right. Can you see bar 3 is different because it's slurred from the
Yeah.
very bottom, the last bar of the first page in the left hand? That's all separate, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how many different articulations have we got? How many different touches have we got for that phrase? We've got legato in the first bar, then we've got dots and slurs in the third bar, and then we've got completely short in the last bar. So we've got how many different types?
got 3.
Yeah, we've got to make them all different. So I'm going to ask you, how can you possibly make bar 3 different from the last bar of the first page?
Maybe I could do like.
Well, I was really thinking about these. I'm going to play them separate. Can you see my hand, look? I'm afraid you can't see my foot, but I'm pedaling each one. I call it sticky staccato. It's like when you've got chewing gum on your shoes and it sort of sticks, you know? So try that. Play this sort of long and stickily. That's right. And do a slightly longer touch, maybe. That's right. So the first bar you can do really smooth, and then the last bar you can do really separate. So then you've got 3 different touches, which is really nice. Now, this next bit, I'm sorry, I haven't played this piece myself, but I'm going to have a go. I'm going to play it to you in 2 different ways, the next bar, and I want you to tell me which you think is better. This one, or this. Don't know if you could hear a difference in the sound there at all.
The first one sounded a bit more like better.
Did it? The first one didn't sound very clear though, did it? Could you hear all the notes in it?
No, I didn't. But
Right. I'm just wondering if it's one of those occasions. You know, if I talk to you too fast and I suddenly start speaking, you can't really hear anything we're saying. If I talk like that, then it's not very clear, is it? So I would suggest if we want to hear all these notes, just play it a tiny bit slower, and then it will actually feel faster. Because I wanted to say this about, which you play incredibly well. It's really fast, but I can't actually quite hear everything. And I'd really love to hear every single note. So I'm almost saying actually you play it too well, and I want you to play it not quite so well. Does your teacher ever say that to you?
no.
Maybe not. Well, it's nice to have something different to say. So I want you to try this bit. Just a little bit slower, so we can hear all those notes. And that's got to be clear between the 2 thumbs. Sometimes, do you ever practice your pieces without any pedal? Good. It's like cleaning your teeth, isn't it? So you can just really get everything very clear. Let's play that just now without pedal, so we can just hear the rhythm. Yeah, that's it. And now I want you to play this bit. And do you notice I was playing it a bit slower than you? But I want to hear all these notes. Right, now, just don't look at the music for a second. Little question for you. At the beginning of the second line, there's an instruction that says very fast and what? Can you remember? If you can't remember, have a look. Sorry?
Is it very fast and rhythmical?
Perfect. So be rhythmical, and the thing about that is don't hurry at the end, because what you do is... It's really amazing how you do it, but actually try not hurrying. Because then you can hear all the pattering of feet of... Do you think that bit's the cat, or is that bit the mouse, do you think?
I think that bit's the mouse like running.
Right, yeah, and so the mouse, it's got to sort of keep its feet on the ground, however fast it may go. So I'm really interested in just hearing all those notes really clearly. Yep. So again, try it very, a tiny bit slower, 5% slower, and with no rushing at the end. Also, one more question just before we do that. What's the dynamic? Don't look. Can you remember?
It's soft. It's like PPM.
Yeah. The thing is, if it's loud, it's really easy because there's lots of movement involved. So I'm going to ask you to play it loud for me now. So do that. Do it loud and rhythmical. So play from second line now. Right. Now play it soft and rhythmical, but just as clear. Yep, don't hurry at the end. In fact, practice it with a writ. So it goes really slow at the end and you get the detail. Can you hear it's not quite accurate? Neither was mine, but I haven't practiced it. Want to hear all those last 6 notes really clearly. So I suggest a little bit of slow practice, or maybe middle speed. That might be quite useful, and that will get it a lot better. So go from there now, go from the second line, and play those 4 bars really, really accurately, and very clearly with no hurry, and be soft as well. Sorry, lots of them. Good, good. And now, do you mind jumping? You've got bar numbers in your music, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at the second page. Can you go from bar 21, which is it's that bit. Okay, but question for you, was that rhythmical? Nearly. It was pretty good, but let's do a slow one. Try at that sort of speed. Yeah, right. How do you practice that? Can you think of ways to practice it that would make it better? Because actually often we practice things slowly, but it's easy slow. I can do it slow. So the problem is getting it fast and rhythmical, isn't it? Yeah. So I suggest do it at a middle speed, something like this. That sort of thing. And also, have you thought about where you position your hands? Try having the black notes, so when you play the left-hand notes, try it nearer the lid. Can you see here? Look, I'm playing really near the lid. And then the right hand, I'm playing closer to the edge of the keys. And then that means the hands stay slightly apart from each other. That might be quite useful. Also, I might have my left hand. Can you see like that? Can you see my hands okay?
Yeah.
I'm exaggerating. It's sort of like that. It's a bit high, and the right hand's a bit low. And that might be overdoing it a bit, but it gives you lots of space. Try that. Try an interesting positioning of the hands. Yeah, I mean, talk about that with your teacher and find a way that's comfortable for you. What's comfortable for you might be different for me because we've got different shaped hands and different sized hands. Also, try dotted rhythm. Have you ever done that sort of thing?
Yeah, I've done that before.
Oh, good. Do it for me now. Yeah. That was pretty good. It sounded a little bit like triplets, though. I wanted to sound like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So really tight rhythm. Sorry. So if you can, try and make the long note longer and the shorter note a bit shorter. It's quite hard to do. Also, I think you can be closer to the key as well. That might help. Try that. So middle speed again and a really tight dotted rhythm. Yeah, good. And do you know what a Scottish rhythm is? It's the opposite. It's called a Scotch Snap. Instead of playing a dotted quaver and a semiquaver, do the opposite. I'll do it. That's quite hard. I feel like I'm sort of walking backwards and upside down or something. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's fantastic. That's really good. And another way you can do is do it in time, but just playing the lower notes in the right hand. Then you can really hear very clearly if they're absolutely rhythmical or not. And it might not come across very well on Zoom, but you can listen to yourself. Yeah, again, that was pretty good, but it could be better. That felt fairly rhythmical. Because, well, here's one important question for you. How long do you have a lesson each week with your teacher, your piano teacher, normally?
Hours?
1.5 hours?
Yes.
Great. So that leaves, I think, 166.5 hours left in the week. So who's your teacher then?
Barbara.
You've got to be your own teacher during that time. So the most important thing when you're practicing is to listen. Sorry, teacher, I don't mean to be rude. Then you have to be your own teacher, okay? So listen to yourself really carefully. So when you do this, and then you'll know if it's good or not, okay? So now play this perfectly for me. Yeah, and final thing, let's look, I think it's about the third page, bar 51. That's this bit. And I'd like to do a really big accent, and then it's SF, it's not even P, it's PP, so you've got to be extraordinarily soft, which is really hard. So you've got to be very close to the key then. Can you do that for me? Great, good, good. Can you play it 500 times softer? Yeah, good. There are going to be some fantastic things there. Do a bigger accent, almost like a sort of gunshot. Yeah, good. And we haven't got time now, but if you look at bar 52, can you see on the first note there's a line, and later on there's an accent sign? And really good performances will show all those differences. So you want to make a line along there, and then do a different sound for the accents. Very, very hard to do, but you know, you play very, very well, so I think you could probably do that. Anyway, thank you very much. It was great to hear you. Sorry we don't have any more time, but I think now we're moving on to William.
Okay, thank you.
Pleasure. Very nice to work with you. Hello, William.
Hello.
Hi there. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah, very good to see you. And we're going to do some work on the Bartok, aren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, same question for you, really. When you played and recorded this piece, did you have any? Were you happy with everything? Is there anything you think you can do better?
I think I played it a bit too fast.
Yeah. Oh well, let's try it slower then, because what's it called? Stamping dance.
Yeah.
So I suppose when we stamp, it's a bit heavy, isn't it? And I was going to ask you if you know the first bar. It says pesante.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It means like heavy.
Yeah, so be heavier, and you could be longer because can you see every note's got a line on it?
Yeah.
So I think I'm just trying to remember when I heard you play it. You played a bit like that, but I think you could do this. And I don't know, are you using any pedal at the beginning or not?
No.
Try. Try pedal every note. Pedal, 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 pedal. Are you good at pedaling?
Yeah, I'm alright.
Great, excellent. We'll do 2 pedals per bar. I can't see your feet, so I'll have to trust you. Actually, you can't see mine either, but so it's fair. So do a long touch on each of them. And I'll tell you what, try and imagine this piece is really difficult. And the good thing about it is the first 4 bars are not that difficult, but try and make them sound as difficult as you can, okay?
Yeah.
Go on then. Good. Perhaps a little bit steadier. Actually, a very interesting thing is, if you look at the end of the piece, can you see Bartok's written 1 minute 13 seconds?
Yeah.
That's very precise, isn't it? So he's very interested in his metronome markings. Here's my metronome, and I'm just going to see what 112 is. So we're just going to try and do what he says. Yes, actually that's quite fast. So try that. but try and do it at that speed, but try and make it heavy. Right, now carry on for a bit. Let's go on from here. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's a very interesting flavour, this piece, and I think if someone who wasn't necessarily a musician were listening to it, they think, well, there are lots of funny wrong notes there, wouldn't they? It's got quite a lot of spice and flavour in it. If I talk to you about shape, what do I mean by shape if I said shape the melody?
It's like the changes in the melody.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, I'll play it two different ways. I'll play it without any shape, and then I'll do my best to give it some shape. Here's no shape. I think that was a little bit boring and mechanical, wasn't it? But if I do it like this, hopefully it'll be better. So which notes do you think I was most interested in then?
The first notes of the bars.
Yes, and also I like the top notes, like there. I think they're rather beautiful. It's like walking up a hill, and walking up a hill is more interesting than being on a flat pavement, isn't it? So enjoy those a bit more. Let's give it a beautiful shape. So go up, follow the musical shape up, and then sort of come down when it comes down. Do you want to just go from here, from bar 5? Or go from beginning if you like. Go from beginning. Right, okay, good. Have you got bar numbers?
Yeah.
Can you see bar 13, which is 2 bars before the end of the second line? Can you just go slowly from there? I've got G and A natural. Have you got G and A flat on yours?
No.
Yeah, just I think you played an A flat before, and then after that there's a note with a line. So what does that line mean? We're going to make it a bit what?
An accent.
A bit longer, because an accent sounds a bit like a sort of V on its side, isn't it? And then we've got some really interesting notes here. Do you know which country Bartók, the composer, came from?
I'm not sure.
It's a very interesting country, very nice country, Hungary. And Hungary's got lots of folk music and lots of folk instruments. And here he's trying to imitate a folk instrument. So the best way to play it is with a sort of flick. Can you see my hand? I'm doing a sort of flicking movement.
Yeah.
And it sort of sounds a bit folky. It's difficult to explain why, but it's got a sort of bitterness, bit of sharpness to it. So if you play with a flick, and then really enjoy these sort of wrong notes in the left hand, and they're not actually wrong notes, they're right notes, but they sound as if they're wrong, so enjoy the spiciness of them. So can you go from here?
Which bar is that?
It's the penultimate bar of the second line, it's bar 13. Right, good. It's very good. Yeah. Now, quick question for you: are you doing any pedal there?
Yeah, a bit.
How much? Do you know?
Like not too much, a bit.
That's good, but sometimes it's really hard to hear the pedal on Zoom. But I would do pedal just on the first beat. That's a really nice thing to do. So then we get to here, which is bar 19.
Yeah.
And I think that's different in character. is it different in character?
It's more soft. It's more legato.
It's more smooth, exactly right. So be smoother. So if you just watch my hand here, look, I'm going to be really smooth with it. It's one of those things, if I make a really smooth movement, with luck, it will sound smooth. Okay?
Okay.
Yeah, so try and be smooth there. If you can go from bar 19, that would be great. That's, yeah. Good. Is it just the right hand that's smooth, or is it the left hand as well?
Both hands.
Yeah. Can you play the left hand from bar 21, the beginning of the fourth line? Hold the notes. See how smooth you can make that for me. Good. Let's try it with no pedal, just to see exactly how smooth it is. I promise you I'm not using any pedal here. But that sounds quite smooth, I think.
Yeah.
Good, right. Now just for hygiene, just play me from bar 21 together with no pedal. And see how smooth that can be. Right, and when we get to that place, it says Pochissimo allargando. Do you know what that means?
No.
Yeah, always check it, make sure you know all the words, because they're really interesting words. And this means gets a little broader, so we're going to be a bit slower. So we're going to take some time and really enjoy those beautiful notes there, okay? Can you see those little hats on the top, the right-hand ones? Do you know what they mean? Any idea what they mean?
Are the accents?
Yeah, they are, so do more accent. You can be quite sort of fierce with those. Now, play from the beginning of that line, like you did beautifully smoothly with some pedal now. But not too much, so listen, make sure it's really clear. Good. Now, next bit, it says un poco più mosso. Do you know what that means?
A little more movement.
Yeah, so we just creep forwards. And I was going to ask you if you could be smoother here and quieter. Can you try that bit? Right, it's good, good. Now, a little question for you. Which hand is more important?
Left hand.
No, I don't think so.
Right hand then.
I think not. This might be a trick question.
Both hands.
Yeah, exactly, I think. I think it's really sweet. They're both having a nice little conversation with each other. And one saying, I'm important, the other's, no, it's me. They're sort of alternating every bar. So try and enjoy that. And can you see the little accents as well? On the long notes. So enjoy it. I'll try and play it. This is interesting. What happens? The left hand gets a bit impatient and decides to interrupt the right hand. But I'm trying to be really clear, and I'm trying not to. Once I've decided my faster speed, I'm not going to hurry it. I'm going to stay within that tempo. So do you want to try that?
Yeah.
So have a nice conversation between your two hands. good. And then just work with your teacher about being really, really rhythmical there. And just final thing, just because of time, can you see at the end of the penultimate line, there's some semiquavers.
Yeah.
Can you play those for me?
Which bar should I start from?
It's some bar, maybe wherever you like really, but something like 56, would that be okay?
56.
Yeah. Yeah, good. Sorry, it's really mean of me to ask you to go from there. It's quite a difficult place. Are you right-handed or left-handed?
Right-handed. Mostly
Yes.
right.
Yeah, me too. So what I have to do is I have to work especially hard with the left hand. So when you're doing this bit, I tend to make myself lead with the left hand and play the left hand a bit louder and let the left hand dominate. So try that. Try a bit slower. Something like that, but focusing on the left hand and look at it, that'll make you feel a bit strange, but it's really good practice. Yeah, and were you listening to when I was talking to Jing Han before? Can you suggest any ways I might suggest to practice that bit?
Do it slowly.
Yeah, do it slow, middle speed as well. So neither fast nor slow. Also do dotted rhythm. Have you done that before?
Like once.
Yeah, try it more than once. It's really, really good. And then you can go to Scotland as well. Another way I would do, I think this is a really good way, all of you, for practicing semiquavers, little groups of 5. And what I do is I make the first note of the last note of the first group then become the first note of the following group. So I repeat the note. Repeat, repeat. And when I can do that, then I do a group of 9. Stop, repeat. That sort of thing, and build it up in that way. Anyway, we'd better move on, but it's been lovely to work with you. Well done, William. Thank you very much. Great, and now we're going to go back to Alan, I think, aren't we? Who's going to play some Chopin. Right, hello Alan.
Hi.
What do you like about this piece? Well, I thought you played it beautifully.
It's very lyrical.
Very lyrical, isn't it? So the melody. Sorry?
And it's beautiful.
It's very beautiful, isn't it? I wonder if we can make it even more beautiful. I wonder if you can be a little bit smoother with it and maybe make the left hand a bit quieter.
Okay.
Should we try from beginning? Good. Yeah, lots of lovely things. Now, a little question for you. If you play quavers, do you think they should be as loud as crotchets, or should they be a bit softer?
Louder?
I think they might be a bit softer. But here I'm going to play the quavers a bit too... I'll play it for you twice. I'll play the quavers a bit too loud. Which I think is a bit heavy. So what I'm going to do now is try and play them a bit quieter. Unfortunately, because of Zoom, they probably both sounded exactly the same, but it sounded a bit different to me anyway. So, did it sound any different to you?
Oh, no.
No, probably not, but try it yourself, and then if you listen really well, you'll hear it gives it a little bit more flow. So make the quavers a bit quieter, okay? Right, good. Now here's a question for you. You've got 3 sforzendos, haven't you? Just where we're on these chords. From here, they sound all a bit the same. Are you doing them the same, or are you going to do them differently?
I'm doing them differently.
Right, what's your plan? How are you doing them differently?
So the first one is loud, right?
Right, yeah.
And the second one is like this. Like it's like quiet on the this, and then when you do, it goes down to diminuendo.
I think that's absolutely brilliant idea. That's lovely. Can you do it a bit more? Do a bit more of it, and it'd be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, that was lovely, but it was probably my fault. I just slightly missed it. I didn't really hear it quite enough. So go from there and carry on, and then there's a very important moment here. Why is that important? Because it goes higher, and I think you can be more beautiful with that. So I'll tell you what, go from your accents again, so make them all really, really different. Good, that's lovely. Just one more thing. I'm going to play a little bit of the last line again, the first page, and I just want you to tell me what's wrong. I'm going to exaggerate a bit. What wasn't very good about that?
Because I mean, it's singed out too loudly. You've overdone it basically.
I have. I did a great clunk at the end of the bar, didn't I? And you certainly didn't do that, but you can be a bit more careful and do a nice little diminuendo at the end of the phrase. You can play that note amazingly softly. Even then I played it a bit too loud, actually. Good, and then I want to hear this bit now. Now this is really different because what key have we gone into? It's very good to know what key we're in. We started in G minor, and now we've gone to the relative major, which is B flat major, okay? And I think that's it's a bit like sunny weather, not like today. It's going to be sunnier tomorrow. So this is tomorrow's weather. What I really mean is it's going to be a different colour. It's perhaps happier, something like that, maybe not quite so sad. Can you make it sound different? Good. Sforzando means accent. You can accent in different ways, can't you? I'm not sure if I like that quite so much as this. I think because it's sunny weather, I'm going to do a nice singing accent. So do a different sound of accent from when you play on the first page. Right, okay, good. Any reason why the second accent should be the same as the first? Maybe not. Do you want to do it differently?
It could be a bit louder.
Yeah, try that. That would be a nice idea. I tell you what, now try a different way. Try the second one softer this time. good. Which do you prefer? Second one louder or second one softer?
Second one softer.
Yeah, actually I do as well. But I'm not saying the other way is wrong. That's the beautiful thing about music. Someone might do it louder, someone might do it softer. But the worst thing is to do them the same. That's boring. So never be boring. Always be interesting. Now this next bit, that says legatissimo. You know what that means, don't you?
Very legato.
Very legato. So can you be more than legato? Can you be very legato? Right, good. This is a bit complicated to explain on Zoom, but I'll try. This is a very obvious question, and you'll know this. Which are longer, the black notes or the white notes?
What?
The key, if you look at the keys, which are longer, the black ones or the white ones?
The black one. No,
Actually, the white ones are longer, black ones are shorter. So, have you got bar numbers? Have you got
yeah.
bar, yeah, if you look at bar 21, then you have to play, on the second beat, you have to play your thumb on a black note. So play it right on the edge of the black note. You probably can't really see, but I'm just going to show you my thumb look. I'm going to play it a bit further back on the white note, on the back of the white note, and on the front of the black note. So I do a small movement, look. It's really important because, say, when you do a chromatic scale, I tell you what, play me a chromatic scale, anything, starting on A. Can you do that for me?
Hands together.
Yeah, that would be lovely. Good. Great. And did you notice you played the white notes further back and the black notes further forward, like this, look? If I played a chromatic scale like this, that's not really very good, is it? It's using too much movement. So I'm going to use the same idea. So can you see I was really close to the keys? Just watch me again. This is how not to do it. Again, you didn't do it like that, but my way of playing it makes it much smoother. So try look a bit and talk about this with your teacher as well, where you put your fingers on the keys so you can make it smoother. Do you want to just try it once more? It's a lot to think about, I know, but... I know, play the right hand slowly, look, just watch me. Yeah, I think you can work at that, because did you play the Mozart Sonata as well? This one. There's some rather awkward stretches, and I think you can use that principle. It'll help you a lot in that piece as well. But anyway, sadly time has run out. But it's been lovely to work with you. Well played, and I like your ideas as well. Thank you. So now we'll move on to Dharma, I think.
Thank you.
Pleasure.
Just trying to change this background. I've been doing loads of school webinars on here, so I've got distraction.
Oh, that's a lovely. That's lighting pollution in Europe, I think, is it?
Yeah, I've been doing lots of school on here, so that's why I've got that background. Okay.
Hey, I think that was a great performance. I loved your playing of both those pieces.
Thank you.
It was brilliant. Also, I just wanted to ask you about the island. It's a bit like, I think we mentioned in the Granados as well. Save your rubato maybe for slightly more special moments, and then that makes it more precious. Because if you do it everywhere, I mean, you didn't do it everywhere, but if you were to do it everywhere, it's a bit like sending an email in all capital letters, isn't it? I mean, imagine the beginning is almost like sort of Bach in a different language, just for a few bars, and then you can go romantic with it later.
Yeah.
Are there any particular bits you'd like to talk about, or do you want to go from the beginning?
I don't mind going from the beginning.
Yeah, go from the beginning then. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if you were a singer, it's really interesting, isn't it? Because the very first bar has got a rest in it. So I haven't played this piece and I don't know it very well. I loved hearing it, but I would, if I was learning it, I'd want to make a sort of gesture with there and come right off, because in the third bar, he hasn't put a rest. He's deliberately made it different, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. So make that difference. And I think he's probably sending you a message, or us a message, saying, don't hurry the second note. Because after all, every piece of music comes from nothing, comes from silence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Okay, lovely. You probably won't like this, but just for me, just try it really rhythmically, without any rubato, and see if you can do the beauty of the music through the sound rather than through the rhythm.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay.
have you heard of a pianist called Annie Fisher?
Yeah.
Yes. Have you ever heard her play? Heard her recordings? She has an amazing way of doing absolutely everything without us noticing she's doing it. She's like a swan and she glides along, but she's paddling away underneath. And I just slightly feel I can see some of your paddling sometimes. Yes? If you can disguise that for me, that would be really interesting.
I'll try that.
Yeah. Yeah. This is one of the disadvantages of Zoom, because if I was with you in person, what I'd try and do is perhaps get you to play the left hand and I'd play the right hand, because I think that needs to be really rhythmical.
Yeah.
Can you play left hand on its own? Do you play the cello?
No.
Neither do I. Sorry?
I played the violin for a bit, but not.
Oh, good. Well, I can't play either. But if I did, I'd think of that like a wonderful cello bow. Again, he's taking the trouble to do the first bar in one bow and then different bows. Just show it. I mean, you don't need to do a gap or anything like that, but just show us the changes of bow. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah.
And this is like an English Bach. You know, just play the left hand then. Now, can you play it so every note begins with a m and not a t? And you can do that by playing with slightly flatter fingers. You probably can't hear on Zoom, but I'm going to play with pointed fingers now, which is too mechanical. I'm going to play with flat fingers now, which sounds different to me here. It might not to you, but try that yourself.
I know what you mean. I'm not doing it all the time, but I know.
Yeah, you'll get it. And next question: are all the semiquavers equally important in the left hand?
I would say they're all equally important, but maybe these ones are more important. I don't know.
Yeah, again, I don't know the piece, but I'm interested in these. I think they're a bit like the root of the tree. They show. Yeah, I mean, it sounds better to me even now. I think the second and third ones of each group are less important than the fourth and the first ones.
Yeah.
Only a bit, but you don't need to do it almost. You just need to know it and think it, and then it'll be right. Yeah. So in the same way we imitate a cello, so crossing the strings, I think you can move. You can have much more wrist movement. I don't know if you can see my hand, but I'm using my wrist to really help me round those notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can use that a lot because later on in the piece there are some quite challenging places technically, and I think they will help you and make it much easier for you if you have more lateral movement of the wrist. Okay, one more thing. This is a slightly personal thing. Whenever I hear a triplet, I always love it when every note in the triplet is differently weighted. I don't like it so much when they all sound the same, which is a bit boring. So if you can fly with those and perhaps start the first one softer, I don't know. Otherwise it's a bit earthbound, you know? Yeah, now this bit here can be amazingly feather light and start softer. My old teacher always used to tell me that crescendo meant soft because if you start soft, then you've got room to grow. So if I was teaching somebody, I'd say, well, maybe start pianissimo, then you can grow. And it's got to be really light. It's got to always sound like a glissando. Yes. Okay, carry on a little bit now. Yeah, I think that line's more beautiful. I just love all the notes there. There's the fourth, the second, the third. They're all different intervals, so they're all saying different things. Which is your favourite note in that phrase? Or maybe they're all your favourites. Maybe that's a better answer, actually. So just play it in the way that you love all of them. Yeah, because actually it's like looking at a different thing. You look at it, it's there, but you look at it from this angle and you look at it from that angle, and it's always different. It's different. It's like an afterthought or something, but it mustn't sound the same.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I often ask my students, what's more interesting? Is it more interesting watching the sea, or is it more interesting watching a tap? And, the sea is unpredictable, it's always changing, whereas the tap is boring. So we always have to play like the sea and not like a tap. Okay? Yeah, again, it might be soon. I really want to. That's really delicious. That's like a beautiful meal. I don't want to eat it too quickly. Yes, enjoy those expanding intervals. And prior to that, I've got lines on my D sharp and my D. Are you doing enough of those?
I think I could do more.
Yeah, do try a bit more of those because they're beautiful. And you can do a really interesting thing with the trill. Often people play trills and they sound a bit sort of all the same tempo. Someone once rather rudely told me I played a trill and it sounded like a car alarm. But it's really nice if you start it slowly. There's not much time here, admittedly, but you can vary the speed of it a bit. Start slowly and speed up or slow down, but don't do it mechanically.
Yeah. I'll try.
Yeah, and if you go for a slow trill, play it lighter. Because I remember the other thing I thought about your playing was in the Granados. I think I wrote that I thought your ornaments were a bit too clear.
Yeah.
And if they can sound a bit more mysterious, like a sort of, when you need to clear your throat, that sort of feeling. I think you can do the same here. I almost want to do a bad trill. Don't do a Bach trill. Yeah, and imagine you're playing this on the flute or the violin. I mean,
Yeah.
you've got to find every note. And okay, so play from there and just carry on a little bit. Yeah, this is one place I thought at the fourth line, crescendo. What does crescendo not mean?
It doesn't mean get quiet.
Neither does it mean get faster.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So if you try this crescendo, sorry, all wrong notes, but get louder, but don't get faster, because then that sort of spoils what's coming.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what's this piece about. It's the countryside in Sussex, isn't it, or something?
Yeah, it's just the kind of like woodland or wildlife.
Yeah. So what's here? That's a sort of bird doing something in the hedge, isn't it, or an insect? Yeah. So I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear the mechanics of it. I want to hear a sort of shimmer or something. So, can you do a gesture with it? If you just watch my hand, look. I'm going to try and do one effort, which is why I think he writes a line on the first one, and then we don't really want to hear the other ones. Yeah, it's very, very luxuriant, and then there's it's very, you can do a gesture on the left hand as well to do something interesting there. Yeah, and that will make the writ much more impactful if you haven't got faster before it.
Yeah.
Because if you do get faster, then you've got to do an emergency writ, and then that sort of takes away from it, doesn't it, a bit?
Yeah.
Good. So let's go on from the last line. I'd love a bit more of the. There's some interesting creatures in the left hand. Yeah, make it clearer, maybe. So again, make the triplets different, or each note in the triplet rather. Start it softer, and then in the last bar, if you start with an accent, then you can't go anywhere. So I would start with an up bow. How do you do an up bow on the piano? Start in contact with the key. I often write bowings into my students' scores, which is a slightly weird thing to do. It's very useful. You know, down bow is an accent, but an up bow is not an accent. Yeah, good. Are there any difficult places you'd like to talk about just before we finish? That you have any questions on, or have you got any questions?
The bits I find difficult are, firstly, well, obviously this bit. Or it kind of does this.
Oh, is that on the third page?
Yeah, and also just the bit before that. So you know where it does this.
Okay, do you want to just play from there?
Yeah, especially that bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you practice it?
Sorry.
How do you practice it?
First of all, this melody by itself.
Yeah.
So, and then it's just kind of slow practice.
Yeah. I think play the middle bit much quieter. And if you watch my hands, sorry, I'm sight reading, but I do a big movement for the octaves and things, and keep the rest really, really close to the key.
Yeah.
Yes, and I can also see that the intervals, they get bigger. So it's the top of the page, this bar. That's the place that's more likely to be difficult at the end of the bar. So practice that with a writ.
Yeah.
So play that bar, starting up the 3/4 bar with the B flat, and then do a writ at the end of it. And do a middle speed. So really deliberate, but still keep your fingers really close to the key, I think. Yeah, and still here. Play all that a bit slower as well. Middle speed. Yeah, I'm just wondering if sometimes you practice a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, might.
Yeah, ask you, are you a very patient person? I'm sure you are. Okay, be even more patient. And this bit, whatever that is, how do you practice that?
Kind of broken chords, so like this.
That's very good, but if you go a stage further than that, if you were to analyse it, what's the difficulty in that bar?
The left hand is what I find is difficult.
Yeah, I think it's surely not the chords themselves so much as going to the next one. So I would do this. That sort of thing.
Yeah, because to be honest, the right hand I can do fine, it's just the left hand.
All right, we'll do the left then. Yeah, that sort of thing. And as I was saying to the other guy, are you right-handed or left-handed? Maybe you're right-handed.
Both.
Oh, are you? Ambidextrous.
Yeah.
Great. Well, lucky you. I wish I was. But because I find the left hand harder, I would lead with the left hand. Sometimes practice the left hand sort of louder than the right. And also, this is a very good way. That sort of thing. You can do that as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Try just play the left hand then, like that. Yeah. So I think very important, always ask yourself, what's the difficulty? And it might not necessarily be quite exactly what we practice, because I always say to people, how do you practice? And they always say slow, but actually it's easy slow. Sometimes fast in small groups, or doing the jump is the most important thing. So always think about that. Imagine, this is why I love teaching. It makes me sort of think about my own things, because I think, well, if I had to teach this, what would I say? And sometimes when I'm practicing, my brain is lazy and doesn't think about the way it should do. So if I want to waken myself up, I say, right, imagine I've got to teach this, and then it makes me think in a very focused way. So you can do that yourself as well. Anyway, I wish we had time to cover every bar, but sadly I think time has gone the way it's gone. So it's been lovely to hear you anyway. Nice to work with you. Thank you very much. Well played.
Well, look, James, thank you so much for such a fabulous workshop and a masterclass. Just brilliant. So many really good things there. I've sort of was listening to so many of the things you said, but right at the very end where you said, actually, it's in teaching things that actually suddenly you realise how much you have to focus in on how much you learn about your own playing. And I think during the whole course of this hour, I think all of us have learned something. And that's mostly because we've had these four fabulous pianists who've responded so amazingly well to
Very
everything
much so.
you've had to say and work. So can I say a huge thank you to all of our four performers. You've been absolutely brilliant and really tried hard to put into practice all the things that James has commented on. And I hope also we'll have received something for the future in terms of where to go, how to progress, and maybe even other repertoire that you might think about. So thank you to all our four performers. But a huge thank you, of course, to James for everything he's offered in the course of this hour, the warmth with which you've delivered it, the musical insight, your technical guidance, your inspiration, and both your enthusiasm as well. It was wonderfully catching, and I think for all of us, and I think, as I say, not just your four fabulous performers, but also all of us who've been listening in have benefited hugely from it. So, James, thank you so much. Thank you.
Pleasure, Anthony. Pleasure to everybody. Lovely to work with you all. Thank you so much.
And lovely to meet everybody who's sort of tuned in, and I hope to see you at other EPTA events.
Great.
Right, thanks so much. Thank you.
Okay. Cheers.
Right, bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.